Okay, what's good, y'all? This is your girl Pink Too True, and I have with me the creator of Microwars, also the illustrator, Emilio Mars. And so I'm going to introduce them. Emilio, I'm gonna let them introduce themselves. So, Emilio, tell us about yourself, where you're from, how you started.
Okay. Yo, it's your boy Amelia Mars, illustrator for issue 2 of Microwars and local artist in Greensboro, North Carolina.
Cool.
And
And
I got my own a brand. It's called Mars Nation as well, where I do a lot of different illustrations, animations, and just stuff like that, basically.
okay.
Um, and also inspired by Steve, I've been trying to work on my own comic book as well.
Okay, cool. Well, I'll be on the lookout for that. I'm a huge comic book fan. I actually have friends that they don't read comic books anymore. They're like, "Why would I read when I can just watch?" But it's like you have to have
It's a
the
deeper
imagine,
story,
right?
much
It's
deeper
like
story when you actually get into the book.
right. So it's like you actually gotta have that imagine. I like using my imagination. So my friend who was like, "No, I don't like comic books," I was just kind of like, "Why though?" But anyways. Steve,
People got time to read
introduce yourself. Where
sometimes.
you from? Huh? What'd you say,
I said
Amelia?
people sometimes don't have time to read.
Yeah, they don't. I think a lot of people. I think a lot of people in this generation or this the newer generation, they're kind of steering away from reading. But
Mm.
we were always told to read, read,
Yeah.
read. But Steve, introduce
Uh,
yourself.
hey everyone, my name is Stephen Hicks. I am the creator of Microwars. I am from Memphis, Tennessee, and friend of Contessa, who is the owner of Pink to True. Nice to meet you all.
Okay, so oh God, I forgot. Guess what I forgot to do, y'all? I forgot to do the intro. So let me go ahead and do the intro. Let me do the intro.
See, that's why I always record my stuff first, because
This the intro. I'm sorry, y'all. Okay, we did the intro. Dang, how did I forget to do the intro? It's okay. It's okay. It all plays well. It came in smoothly. We ain't gonna even worry about that. But I'm so excited to find black creators of black superheroes because I was on the
Right.
phone with a friend and we couldn't when we were little we didn't have a lot of black superheroes. He reminded me of Green Lantern. Y'all know he I didn't know he was black. He was
Yeah.
like, yeah, he was
What?
black when
Yeah.
we was
Yeah.
little.
You have multiple versions of the Green Lantern. See, the Green
yeah,
Lantern is not just one person; it's like a unit. So
See,
anybody can be the Green Lantern.
see, he didn't tell me that. He was just like, you remember Green Lantern? And I was like, yeah, I remember him, but I don't think he was black. He was like, he was black, and I was like,
yeah.
oh,
Oh yeah, like because they don't tell you these things
Yeah.
until like back then when they had black superheroes, the people that had the audacity to actually throw a black superhero in there,
Right.
they somehow some way watered them down or wrote them off somehow some way. Like there's a character called Icon. He was like kind of like from another world, but when he landed, the first people he saw were black slaves. So he
hmm.
took on the image of those people. But yeah, pretty much had super strength and everything too.
He
So
was basically
like he was
Superman.
on par with Superman.
Yeah.
See, that's something that I didn't know that. Like I didn't
Yeah,
know that. So the only thing I know, I remember growing up when I first started reading comic strips. I remember Curtis. Do y'all remember the comic strip Curtis? Like
Yeah, I
the
do.
yeah, that's how I started. My mom used to buy the Sunday paper and
hmm
I go in there and I always take the comic section. And that was the only black comic during my time. And I was just like, okay, where the other black people at? But he was like the only one. But Steve, you pointed out Jackie, Miss well her name is Jackie, she go by Zelda Maven Jackson, but
Yeah.
her real that's her birth name, but she goes by Jackie Arms. And I looked it up
Yeah.
and I was go ahead, Steve.
What I was saying to you earlier is that she was pretty much the first black illustrator in a newspaper comic strip, and she illustrated all that herself, um, from a young age till she was like an adult. she was doing that. And it was a great experience looking into that and reading that, knowing that there's black females who out there creating content and
Yeah,
they don't get recognized for it. Like she didn't me personally, she didn't get recognized till
like the
she
two
died.
thousands,
Yeah,
and
2000s. Yeah, and then she
yeah,
died recently. So
and she was doing it like in the 30s, like
mhm,
1930s. I was because when
mhm.
you told me about it and I read, I did my homework. I was like, why we never heard of her?
Exactly. See,
And
the only reason I know about her is because I'm into stuff like that. I read comics and look into histories, and that's just me. I'm a little nerd, so that's just me.
see, I didn't know that. Like I read into stuff like comics and stuff too, but that like went over my head. But
Yeah,
yeah, she was the creator of Candy, Torchy Brown, and Patty Joe and Ginger, and another Torchy and Heartbeats. And I think I remember Candy when I saw the character. I was like, I seen this somewhere, but I couldn't remember what. But the characters that they weren't really comic book characters. They were like more movie characters that was black. Because I was telling my brother, you remember Blank Man? My
yeah,
brother,
Blank Man. Yeah, that was the technically that and Meteor Man were like the first black heroes in
yeah,
movies. Like
Yep.
technically,
yeah.
technically. So that was pretty cool.
So Blank Man was the first one, and yeah, like Meteor Man, that they were for me. It wasn't the first movie, but I'm saying for me to the exposure was Blank Man first. But I think Meteor Man came before Blank Man. But um Robert Townsend, who created Meteor Man, he was trying to bring that whole new thing in with the black superheroes and all that stuff, but it didn't happen. It didn't happen. So I want to get into it, and I wanted to like go ahead and I wanted to talk more on it because do y'all know about the all Negro comics? Did y'all know about that? The
Yeah,
all
I did.
Negro. I didn't know about that either. When I looked into what you showed me with Jackie,
Yeah.
it suggested the all Negro comics, and when I read
Mhm.
about it, I was like, so this was a creation, all black created. The characters all black, and I was like, so where can we find this book? And when I read into it, they only got to publish one issue, but then they didn't get to publish the second. And so now I'm thinking if there's something that they'll have out, that's gonna be big. Like if they republish that, I'm I'm gonna definitely buy it. I don't care what nobody say. I'm buying it. And so, anyways, I wanted to go ahead and I got my copy. Amelia, I got my well, you did the second art, but can y'all see that? Can y'all I don't think y'all can see that. Y'all
Is
can't see it.
is your green screen effect? That's what's happening. But I can
Yeah,
still see
okay.
it though.
Okay, so yeah, I got my coasters and everything in here with my micro awards because I'm already coming a fan. I want to be the number one fan. To be honest, I may not be. Steve might have another number one fan, but I may not be. But that's my goal to be micro awards number one fan. Steven, Steven, am I the number one, or do you got somebody else's?
To be honest, I don't know. To be honest, I have no clue when it comes to number one fans, but I can assure you, you are actually my first fan that
What?
like that I know about. Like you can't be, oh, I love the art, I love it, I love it. Like you like straight up talked about, I love the comic, I want to do this, I want a fan page. You're the one that like,
Yeah, I remember doing it, but
yeah,
I didn't do. What happened was I didn't create. So did I say that I was gonna create the fan page, or did you tell me? Because I remember you.
You said you wanted to, and I said I got it. I will create it. It's just right now I'm working on other things, but it's just the fact that you had that number one fan energy. And you came to me as like you were legit my first fan. Like she bought the coasters, she bought the comic books, she donated first. Like legit, I have receipts of her buying her comic book first.
Yeah, I was trying to get it out there. I was like, everybody should read Micro Wars because I want to see
She
something
shared
new.
every post. Like when I say she's the first fan, she earned that title.
Yeah, so I'm the number one fan. So if anybody out there try to claim it, get
Yeah,
out the
fight.
way. You heard it. You heard it from Steve himself, the creator himself.
She is the first. She is my first fan. Now I don't know if you're the number one fan. I don't know about that, but you're my
Bruh.
first
Oh
fan.
no, you can't do that. You
Like I
can't.
don't know. It's a lot of fans out there. I
Look
don't
at
know.
Amelia. Amelia, like, wait, what?
I'm just messing. I'm just
What?
messing. She is my number one fan. I'm just messing, y'all.
All right, Steve be
Hey,
out
it's too late
here.
now. You already put it out there.
Nah,
What
nah,
they?
nah.
what they call it? They called it when you take something back when you playing card games. They call it reneging.
Reneging,
Yeah, reneging.
I
How you
can't
gonna
renege on that one.
renege?
I can't really. I can't. It's like it's true. Like you are the number one fan. Like you started all this stuff because of you. Like every post I had, she's the first to share it, hands
I
down.
yeah.
She's
So Emilio, you know what that means? If you come out with something, hit me up.
she's
I'll
sharing.
definitely let you know.
She's
Definitely
so
sharing
let you know.
everything.
so
Like
Emilio
everything I
like
put out.
ah hmm. So I got questions for you all, and I don't
Mm.
know. I guess both of y'all can alternate and answer the question. So I wrote like I got a whole front and back page questions that.
Oh Lord.
Okay, let's go. Let's go.
Okay, so the first question: when did the comic book conception happen? Like when did you come up with the ideas? Like, hey, I'm gonna make a comic book. Like not even Micro Wars, just the whole comic book conception. Like
Okay,
when
so
did that happen?
I can answer that personally. So it actually started a little bit after I got married. So my whole goal was to, you know how everybody has a bucket list, and it's like my bucket list was to get married. And I was like, all right, check that off.
Right.
Now I don't have nothing else to do. And my wife was like, you need to make some lists of things that you want to do. And I was like, I made this list, and I was like, I always read comic books. I never made one before, and I was like, all right, let me see if I can do that. And I put that on my list. She's like, sound like a good idea. She's like, put a team together and make a comic book. And it was like, that's been the thing ever since.
Cool. Okay, so now the second question, of course, is obvious. How did you come up with the name Micro Wars? Like the Micro Wars idea. How did you come up with that?
Um, I was watching, was it Transformers or was it? It was some type of anime I was watching. And I was like, this is dope. And I like the transition of things, and I like technology. So it was some type of anime cartoon I was watching, and that's how that came to be. I was like, let me try something different.
So you was watching Transform. You
Yeah,
sitting
I
on your
think I want to
couch.
say Transformers. I'm not really sure. It was like I was in between a lot of anime and cartoons. So
Well, that's cool. Okay, so the next question. Rashida Foley,
yeah.
who is obviously the main character. She's a bold, fearless, independent, and
Hmm.
reserved like teenager. Um, she's clearly a pillar of justice for her city. How
Hmm.
did you create her character? Because I like Rashida. I
Well,
like
I
Rashida.
created her myself. I spent like an entire year before the comic book even created. I spent an entire year working on her. Um, but I made her an adult. Like I knew what I wanted. I wanted a hero who represents uh, not necessarily us, but more so what it means to be human. And it's like, and then I also looked into the fact that a lot of women don't get appreciation or respect for what they do. Like, let me try something else. Instead of a male character, let's try a female character, and then have her embody those characteristics and traits that I care about. You know, kind-heartedness. You know, kind of cool with a little swag, and also
Mhm.
sweet and sexy at the same time, but with a smart mouth. So it's like, so I use those and then combine that with my friends. This includes you. So I looked at my female friends and I took a
You got a
piece
lot of them
of
too.
a piece
Mhm.
of I took a piece of everybody and made this character. And that's how that came to be. And as far as her name is concerned, her name is a play on one of my favorite movies, Beverly Hills Cop. And the main character is Axel Foley. So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So you can see the
yeah.
with the personality and traits, and then her name. So it's a play on that.
Okay, cool. So just Emilio, just you don't have to say anything, but just to chime you in on like his female friends. He was tell him Steve like you used to get beat up by the popular guys because all these females would flock around Steve, and Steve
So
will.
so technically, corrects you. I've never got beaten up by a guy.
You had
They
people that want. I know people that wanted to
they
jack with
wanted
you.
to. They
You had.
wanted to,
I
but
know people that want to beat you up.
right. They never. It never happened. I was just cool with everybody. It was just an understanding, like, oh, Steve, this kind of guy. But technically, to make it, make it short and sweet, I've only had a set amount of female friends. It's like I was really balanced guy. I had my female friends and I had my guy friends,
Yeah,
and I
but
was really balanced.
I remember because we used to even your wife that can I say her name or no? No, can I?
No,
Okay,
nah,
even
nah.
your wife, I'm just say T, even your wife T, like we before y'all got married, friends, and we used to play Tekken in the dorm room and all that stuff, all us and stuff. And I remember you used to do stuff to get on people's nerves.
Oh, I
A lot
still
of
do.
people,
I still
yeah,
do. That that
a
that
lot
that
of
doesn't change.
people just like stop, Steve, stop it.
That
So
would never change. Never.
all right, now stay clear of those people that was like, you know what? I'm just gonna push you to the side. But okay, so let me go to the next question. What's the relationship between Naomi and Rashida? Because I was like sisters.
um. So I have to get into that too. So the next issue per se will dive deeper into that, but I made it clear in the second issue. So Naomi is Rashida's guardian. She's not her parent. She's not her mother. She's just her guardian.
Okay.
Um, Naomi is friends with Rashida's mother, and
Mm,
something happened to where her mother couldn't raise Rashida, and Naomi took her in. So flip side of that is that even though Naomi raised Rashida as her own, she's like her friend, her like all these things in between. Her friend, guardian, authority figure, but at the same time, in the hero line of work, she's a sidekick in a sense. Like she let her be the hero, but she like guide her in certain areas. So it's an
hmm.
interesting dynamic between the two. Like, yeah, I run things at home, but in the streets, we tag team out here.
Cool. So she's not okay. So I was thinking when I was reading the comic book, I was like, this must be her older sister, and they must be like, their parents must be dead or something. Because I don't know why that's the
Yes, I,
story for
I will.
most
They
superhero
Yeah,
do
I
have
would
that
comics.
explain
vibe.
it.
They do have
Yeah,
that
Yeah.
vibe.
I explain that later on in the next issue, like a full detail of how they came to be and things
Okay.
of that nature. Because I know people have
So
been asking.
yeah. So there, she's just the guardian. She's not a sister. She's just the mother's friend.
Right,
Slash guardian.
right.
So Micro Wars, what impact you hope it would have on teenagers today?
Um, well, to be honest, I never really gave it any thought. It was more so I looked into it. Representation matters, and it's like if you see someone like you and if you see someone like you and hope that you can do something too, if that
Yeah.
makes sense. Like, cause
Yeah.
it's like how I looked at it when it came to me growing up. I didn't see a lot of characters like me. Like, well, a lot of animated characters or whatever you want to call it. It just wasn't representation there for us. And also noticed that specifically for women, there's little to almost no representation of what Black women are, or let alone women in general. Uh,
Mm,
so I looked into that myself, and I was like, hold on, let me give them some credit because women can be heroes too. So let me give them some credit. A little history lesson. 90% of heroes are white Caucasians. 10
mm,
percent 10% of heroes are African American males, and take a fraction of that. That's women across the board.
mm. So you did your research, and yeah, I like that. But um, I was gonna ask Emilio, and I don't know if he cut out, but I was gonna ask him that same question, like, because he's like the creator of the characters for the second one. Like, what impact you hope
Well,
to have on?
actually, he didn't really create any characters. He must have redesigned what
Yeah,
already
Oh,
had.
like he
you redesigned it.
when I was
Okay, my
doing issue
bad.
2, he made sure because like I was definitely about to do issue 2 like straight up in my style of
Yeah,
art. He was like, no, keep it this as close as possible to the same this
right.
issue 1. I was like, all right, cool. Because I was about to go, I was
Yeah,
about to go
yeah.
that way
Because I,
with
I had an idea.
it.
I had a specific idea because I put the first one out and everybody got used to that, and then my other artist got super busy. I was like, okay,
Mm,
if I get a new artist, I have to keep it recognizable, but also give Emilio time to shine. And people really loves Emilio's artwork. And I was like, all right, keep it going like this. Now, when we introduce new characters, I'll let him do his own thing. Like, hey, go wacky, go crazy, but this is the story that I want to tell, and you just combine the two.
ooh, yeah, I can't wait to
Yeah,
because mine's is coming in the mail. It's coming soon, coming soon. I can't wait to see the new characters that you created Emilio?
Well, they'll be in the next issue. This is just a continue of the first issue.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
Yeah.
man.
we
Oh,
just
okay.
wanted we
It's
just
pretty
wanted
much
to
like
get
a
the
flashback.
design. We just wanted to get the design down. So now that I know that he's gonna be my main artist throughout, and we can just do whatever we want at that point.
Emilio, I hope you stay on because this is gonna blow up. I know this how I know I got psychic powers. So yeah, this I'm just playing. I'm
No,
just
no, 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 no.
playing.
I have to give you some credit, man. You predicted this. Like you said, Steve, this is gonna blow. You're gonna do this. Like you went to my
Yeah.
comic book event and you was like, this is gonna be huge. Now I was expecting like 50 people to show up. When you
Mhm.
came there, you said no, it was like over 200. It was like 250 people, and I sold out completely.
Yep. And you remember that one guy? I don't know if you remember that
Oh, you talking
one.
about Dick? I never forget
Oh,
him.
that man bought. How many did he buy? He bought like.
He
I
bought
don't.
5. He
He
bought
bought
5.
5. He was like, "Give me
See,
5
there you
of them,"
go. There you go.
Yeah,
and he
I
was
got the
like,
receipt to prove it. He had me sign every last one. He's like, "Hi, my name is Dick. I take 5." I'm like, "Wait, whoa."
"5,
Whoa,
5."
5. See,
Five.
that's what I'm hoping. Like when I come out with mine, I get the same level of support too. I
Yeah,
really
Yeah,
you will. Like,
you
don't
will.
tell. And then if you do, I'm gonna get you on my platform too because I want to know what you were talking about. Like, is it? Can you? No, I ain't gonna even ask you yet. I'm gonna wait till you surprise us. But I'm not gonna even. I'm gonna wait on it. I'm gonna wait on it.
Well,
okay.
we do have something in store. I've been teasing them about this because I want him to introduce his characters into the comic book as well. Like
So
the
it's a
big kid.
collaboration.
Yeah, like
It's
I want
perfect
him.
alternative to that.
Yeah, because once he get like whatever characters he want in, he'll use that in transition to his own, and then we just do whatever you want to do
Yeah.
at that point.
Yeah, because like I've
Cool.
always like done like little comic strips here and there, like little funny
Yeah.
stuff like that, but like never made a whole book. So
Mhm.
working with Steve, it's actually my first time actually doing like a whole book.
Right. Oh, I do
Mm.
have an announcement to make.
Especially in color, because that junk is a beast.
Yeah. I do have an announcement to make. Speaking of color, I'm glad you brought that up. The next 10 issues will be strictly black and white.
Okay.
The reason
manga
I'm saying this is because it slows down production so much and it costs a lot.
Okay.
So with black and white, so you have color covers, but the content will be black and white.
Okay. I think how I feel about that. I don't know. But I'll tell you about it
I
later.
told you, E. I told you.
I know.
But
I'll tell you about it later.
but
I'll talk to you about it later.
you want content, so the best way to do that is to speed the process. So like it'll take us less than like what 2 months to get
Yeah.
a issue or something out.
I would say probably like three, maybe.
Yeah,
four.
because he's working on his own stuff, so we can release something every 3 months. That's solid.
I'm cool because I think I already got an idea of what
Yeah.
color she is. So it's like just imagine it.
Because like I can already with that, like once we get done with the certain issues or whatever like that, we can still come back and do like the colors, another copy in color. So we can still probably do that later on.
Yeah, but it's like I'm not in a rush to like people want something done nice and quick, and I was like, nah, I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to give you quality work, tell a decent story, and also give my teammates, man, some time to breathe, man. Y'all
Right.
got
To draw.
I
Yeah.
told you it was gonna blow up.
Shade.
When I tell you, Steve.
Yeah, like because I gotta write this stuff. I gotta make sure it's coherent. Like, do we understand everything? Like, we're really working together, like close.
Yeah. So, who is your favorite Black childhood superhero? Did I ask you? Did I ask y'all that question already? No.
No.
Okay. So both y'all, who is your favorite Black childhood superhero? So, Black superhero.
Black
Like I said
superhero.
Well, I got mine.
I got mine too. I'm just waiting on Emilio.
It's like a mix. It's like a mix for me because like you probably you ever heard of Blue Marvel?
Yeah, I heard of him.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah.
Blue Marvel is one of them. Like, dude was so powerful and he created such an impact. The president asked him, "Please, can you just like stand down?" Because the whites were afraid of him because they felt like he can create an uproar for the blacks, and the blacks was like, "Why won't you like fight for us because you black?" Like, no, I'm fighting for my land, for America. I'm fighting for us, not fighting for like this race or that race and stuff like that. So he created such an uproar and a ripple effect. They asked him, like, he was so powerful because he was on par with because because he was pretty much the strongest Superman, and if not, maybe even stronger or whatnot. But there's one of the other characters they washed him down. They pretty much took him down and told him to chill out and just like put him on sidelines and stuff too. There's a lot. It's like it's like a lot of characters out there that's like how they washed him out and stuff like that. And also like I love Black Panther. I love Black Panther comics.
Oh yeah, everybody. It's obvious. Like he sold over a billion in the box office. Like the movie, he sold over a billion.
I thought the concept was really really dope and everything like that. Some secret country in Africa, blah blah blah. Well, it was funny because like I'm West African too. I'm West African. So it was funny going to the movie theaters and everybody was like all dressed up in a attire and stuff like that. So I was like, where do y'all come from? Like I know y'all don't wear these clothes all the time. I
know, right? Y'all just went in the closet. They went to an African shop and bought them like some dashikis and stuff.
So this is authentic. Are you sure it's authentic? So
you get that from Stacy down the street.
Right.
Because I get my clothes from the motherland every time.
Oh man! Oh snap! You got that real. You got that.
Yeah, my mom. She works in the government in Liberia.
Oh, cool. So do you go visit? Do you go visit from time to time or no?
Whenever I can. It's like sometimes a little skeptical sometimes because over there is like pretty crazy, but it's still still beautiful country.
Okay, Steve. What about you?
So I have two. So my number one is Static Shock. So that's my number one.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
My second is actually a female character. Her name is Vixen. So she's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So yeah, Static Shock. My brother he mentioned Static Shock. I can't remember Static Shock, but I think I do because I think it was like in a cartoon when we was little. Mm-hmm. So I think I do remember. But my characters in that one of them, she's Wonder Woman is mine, but she's not black. But the idea of Wonder Woman came from a group of black women in a part somewhere like in a part of Africa somewhere, and I found that out, and I was like, "Oh, cool." But Wonder Woman, but I like Blade. So Blade is my I love.
That's a good
Blade.
Choice. That's a good choice.
You know what's funny? When Blade movie came out, people didn't realize that was a Marvel movie.
Right?
Yeah, they didn't.
People don't
They're like, oh, Deadpool brought kind of like a heavier graphic look to things, and Blade, it was a meme. It was like Blade was like, wait a minute, what about me? I was
did you forget about Blade? Did you forget about Spawn? Like those movies alone set the tone. If it wasn't for those movies, Blade literally is responsible.
Yes.
Spawn and Blade are responsible for saving Marvel because they were in bankrupt at the time. A little more history. They were going bankrupt, so they had to put a movie out. So they put out Blade.
Spawn is probably one of the most strongest black characters ever made because basically he's built off of hatred. He's a hellspawn, so he's built his strength from hatred.
You saying Spawn's stronger than Meteor Man? No, sorry, stuff.
Could be.
I think he is.
As long as it was hate, sin, and all that stuff, that's what he. That's where his power comes from.
Right.
That's where his power comes from. So, like, okay, they had Kratos versus Spawn, and people were like, oh no, Kratos should have been killed. He killed Zeus. Blah, blah, blah. You know how mad Kratos is all the time. Kratos is always pissed off. Yeah. So it was like,
all right.
But another one that people don't talk about, and he's new. He's not an old character, but Afro Samurai. I loved Afro Samurai. I don't know.
Dope.
Me and my brother brought the whole series of Afro Samurai, and we would sit there and not Wesley Snipes, but Samuel L. Jackson. He was that guy that used to follow him.
Like, was he an actual? I couldn't figure out if he was an actual person or was like something in his head that would just be like talking.
That's what I was trying to figure out. Was he a personality or was he like a person that like just followed him, like some kind of sidekick or something?
Yeah.
And I didn't know either, but he was just like this, like, man, you're gonna die, man. You better get the, because how. Just imagine Samuel L. Jackson voice behind it.
I think it probably was like his like kind of like his other conscience or whatever like that. Just kind of keep him sane a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I didn't know.
You know about the creator of Afro Samurai?
Huh?
You know about the creator of Afro Samurai?
No, we just bought them. I know me and my brother, we was like real big on. Tell me.
So little history lesson. So the creator is Takashi Ozaki. He's from Japan, and he created Afro Samurai. And what I like about Afro Samurai the most is that yeah, he's from another another country. He paid respect and homage to the blacks. So obviously there was some black history there, but
Mm,
he made a character that we all know and love, and he's from a different country, and he
Hmm.
respected us. So I thought that was pretty cool. Not only that,
I
he
didn't know that.
teamed up with Samuel L. Jackson as the
Hmm.
so I thought that was pretty cool.
They was
So
up in Japan like we like this guy.
yeah, so that was dope, man. So it's like
Yeah.
if we all can come together and make something like that, man, that's freaking beautiful.
I can't wait to see like Micro Wars like in the movie theaters. Like I'm gonna be like, I know the dude who created this. Hey, like for real.
That'd be dope.
Yeah,
That'd be dope. As
because
long as we keep
my
pushing it, it can happen.
yeah, we can
So if
definitely make that.
next question, if you could have any superpowers, what would it be? I'm gonna tell mine's gonna be telekinesis. That's what I'm gonna have. Like I don't know what
Oh,
y'all
that's
be.
easy. Teleport. I snitched on myself. It's teleport. It's in my book. Check it
Okay.
out.
Okay, so what about you, Emilio?
All right. So like just like Steve, like I made my main character of my book based off of what I really like. Because I always like when because like okay, like you ever watch Soul Eater?
Hmm.
Mm-mm.
Love that show.
Okay, you know Venom, right? From
Yeah.
I
from
know who
Spider Man.
Venom is. Yeah,
Venom from Spider Man. Or you play Mortal Kombat, right?
yeah,
Noob
right.
Saibot.
Yeah, I know. New
Okay.
the
So
one that is he
basically
the one with the
my
smoke around him?
no, that's Smoke.
Oh, okay.
Noob can
I
like
always get them mixed up.
yeah,
Why? Why do I
yeah.
always do that?
So basically, my character, my physical ability is like having this like special ink in my inside my body, or that can manifest that I can pretty much use to manipulate whatever I want. Like I can make swords, I can make blades, I can fly around if I want to. I can control water because ink is basically consistency of water stuff too. So it's
Hmm.
basically so pretty much like Venom. I'm pretty much to be like Venom.
That's solid.
Cool,
Because I can
cool. So,
harden my skin. I can move fast. I'm almost indestructible. So
Mm.
speaking of poison, I remember Ivy. Y'all remember Ivy from Batman?
yeah,
Ivy, and
Yeah.
then it was some other character that had poison. Like they used poison as a superpower. I can't remember, but it'll come back. All right. Oh, Steve, did you tell? Oh, you said teleport. Um, I have my issue. I have my first issue, Micro Wars comic book. The second issue is on the way. Can you give a sister a peek of what's happening in the second issue, Steve?
so, actually, yeah. Hold on. I can pull it up real quick. I sent you a link in the private chat. I'm
Hmm.
gonna send you another one to so you can follow along. You can probably pull it up on your screen if you want to follow along with it.
Okay. Yeah.
Let me see. So I'm gonna pull up the second issue. So what I did was on Webtoons, I put up a preview of the second issue. It's called Past and Present. And
Hmm.
let me see if I can copy this. All right. So I just put it in the chat. You can pull it up and share it, and then we can just talk about it.
Okay. So I don't see it in the chat. So
You got to try the private chat.
mm. Oh, I see the private chat.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna click on it, but and
Okay.
I'm gonna follow through with it. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So the second issue is a continuation of the first issue
Hmm.
where it left off, kind of like a TV show almost, and it gives you insight on Rashida's past just a little bit, but also it gives you her inspiration of why she wants to be a hero. And we can look through the panels if you want to share some.
I'm looking at it now. I'm just listening to you. I was listening to you as you was talking.
Oh
And
yeah, so it does a flashback, give her a little insight where she is.
because that she did, I remember when how it ended. She was fighting guy in the last, and she was laying there. So
Mhm.
the fight when they were, I don't know if there was a warehouse or it was like some kind of
Yeah.
So she was laying there, and Naomi was basically trying to get her up.
Right.
And
Right.
so
Right.
yeah, but Guy, I like villains. You remember I was talking to you about the villains. I
Yeah.
love villains. I like Guy's character. So Emilio, are you gonna make some more cool villains like Guy?
Well, so s- yeah, he will, but Emilio didn't make Guy. So
I no, I'm not saying he did. I'm just saying for the next, because I know you said the old illustrator or artist is not there, but I'm just particularly asking him because I want to know his
Yeah,
style
because
of
this is like
villains.
there's guy and there's the unknown character in there. As the two main bad guys that I know of. There's the two main bad guys that I know of. They're like, I guess, like top dogs for right now. But then
Mhm.
like, yeah, I guess, like, when we create the new characters, like, definitely I was trying to see if we can come up with some fire. And like, because like bad
mhm.
guy, because like
Yeah,
people love to hate a bad guy.
I love it.
Like,
It's not, and I don't want to sound evil, but it's something about villains that
yeah,
even with Black Panther, the Black Panther, him. I
kill
like
him.
Yeah.
him. I was like, he dope. I don't care what nobody
Right.
say, he dope.
Yeah,
And
he's
so
like a pretty much a negative version of the Black Panther. So I was like, yo, this dude, this
Mhm.
dude's dope. They got the same suit, same outfit, and everything like that. It just
he
that
just
one
had
soul
enough.
was purple.
Yeah, different. They had different perceptions on. Like,
Yeah,
I like his idea because he was like, "Why we hiding?" And I was like, "Yeah,"
right,
So,
Right.
anyways,
right.
but okay. So,
But
how
yeah, I
far?
can't wait to make some new bad guys and stuff like that too. Because like, especially a bad guy was like, yo, how are they gonna beat this dude? Like, how?
Right.
Like,
So he the boss. He gonna be the boss characters. You know how in games you gotta fight
yeah,
all the little guys to get to the
yeah,
big guy.
Yeah.
you know how you got Goro and you got Shang Tsung. They're like
Yeah.
always the top dog.
Right.
But then we find out there's like Quan Chi and Ermac and all them other people like later on down
Right.
the line and stuff like that.
But yep. So how far do you want Micro Wars to go? Both of y'all. Like that's the
Uh,
question for you, both of y'all.
as of right now, my plan is to get 12 issues out. Because I want to do a complete first season of something and then turn that into a animated series. That's my own personal goal for me.
Okay. What about you, Emilio? Because I know you got your comic too, but then like how far would you want this to go? Because you would get, credit for the characters. Like,
Yeah,
Mm.
so how far would you want it to go? Like I'm talking about TV series,
yeah.
movies,
I
international.
wanted to go that far too. I would love like to see this in anime. I would love to like go on Netflix or Amazon, Crunchyroll or something like that. All of a sudden, like, yo, is that Micro Wars? They finally put it out. I would love to just sit there and like eat some popcorn or eat a PB and J
Right.
and be
Me
watching
too. I
Micro
told
Wars.
Steve. I
And like,
told Steve. Yes.
especially like a game. If it was like in a video game, like a
You
PlayStation,
right.
like that,
Yeah.
it
No,
was
not
like on some
PlayStation, Xbox.
Marvel's
Not
Capcom
PlayStation.
type of feel. I would love that
Mhm.
too.
Well,
Yeah, not PlayStation though. Xbox.
I
What?
Xbox.
mean,
Not.
Oh, I'm
I
about to
actually
log
talked
out
to
right now.
someone
Oh
about
no,
that.
no.
I actually talked to somebody about that. We're gonna do some referencing like how we did before. I don't know if you saw it, Emilio, but I did some reference shots to a YouTuber. But I've been meeting more people who create game developers. So my next plan, like throughout the issues, is to reference the actual game developers, and maybe that has open doors for making a Microwars game or something. So
Mm.
we'll figure it out in the future. But right now, it's to focus on the task at hand is to get the 12 issues out, and then from there try to get them animated. Because if I can sit down and watch Micro Wars on TV or on my laptop, that'll be cool.
Right.
Yeah.
I know that's what I'm trying. That's what I'm waiting on that point. Like I hope I see it before like, God called me home. I want to see it. But okay, what's your handle? Where can people find out more about Micro Wars? How can they purchase it? And I know you gave me a link and I'm gonna share it on my page with all my
Mhm.
followers. But do you have like another way that you would want people to contact you?
Yeah. You can always contact through my social media. Facebook is Stephen B. Hicks. Instagram is Hicks817. Twitter is Squeezy1. You can check me out through all those platforms. You can also buy the book through my Squirrel website. So I put the link in the chat. So if anybody want that, you can go to any one of those pages and get those links, and it'll take you right there.
Okay, so that's all I had. We're gonna wrap it up. We're right at 40 minutes. Well, almost at 40 minutes. But thank you for coming on my platform and discussing your creation. Emilio, I'm gonna like contact you, and when you get your stuff going, I do the same thing. Share it on my platform because you want to share,
Yeah,
everywhere, regardless.
definitely.
Like you want to share it like everywhere. So
Yeah.
people they might not tune in at the time, but they are watching. Trust me, because I didn't realize how many people. They were like, "Where the micros?" Not? Yeah, they watching. They just ain't. They're
Mm,
not. Well, what is interacting, but they're watching. They're like in the shadows, like,
lurkers.
Yeah.
yeah, that's the word, the terminology, lurkers. But yeah, I'm finna end it, y'all, and uh, let me do my little close out thing.